All right, we are recording. Miss Ashley KALTWASSER, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Oh, thank you. So my forte is actually, well, it's a fitness podcast, so I talk to everybody, but my forte is bodybuilding, obviously.
Mhm.
And I have not been able to get a bikini competitor on.
Really?
And no, I haven't reached out with too many. And then I reached out to you and you're like, yeah, sure. So I'm like, oh my God, I got like one of the best and a bikini competitor. So God, there's a million things I want to talk to you about. I know we won't have time for, but obviously you're an Olympian IFBB pro in the bikini division.
Yes.
You won the 13, 14, and 15 Olympias, correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
And we'll get all into your shows real quick, but if you don't mind, I'd like to kind of just talk about your childhood growing up and stuff like that. You're actually from Akron, Ohio.
I am, yes. Born and
Uh,
raised Akron,
that
Ohio.
that's LeBron James country up there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like what Akron is most known for. I want to say in LeBron James and also the rubber capital of the world. So they make a lot of tires, the Goodyear
yeah,
plant.
yeah. Did you go to the same school as him or no?
No, there's a lot of schools in Akron. I think like a lot of people think Akron's a very small city, but there's so many like little divisions within Akron.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, he actually just built a school up there or something like that not too long ago. A couple of years ago, he built something or a community center or something.
mhm.
Yeah. So, but cool. So we'll kind of fast forward to high school. And your specialty was track and field.
Yes, you
Okay.
did good research.
I did. And you did the 400 hurdle was your specialty, which was mine also.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
high school, though, it was 300-meter hurdles because
Uh-huh.
in Ohio,
Yeah.
I think in some states they allowed 400-meter hurdles as a high schooler, but in my state, 300-meter hurdles and then 400-meter hurdles in college.
Mhm. I was just joking, by the way. I don't run.
Oh, I would have believed you. I mean, it's like not that crazy to think.
No. It's well, I guess, but no, I wasn't a runner in high school. I actually raced cars in high school, believe it or
Oh,
not.
nice.
Yeah, so I was going fast, but in a car.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably much more fun.
And let's see. It said you got accepted to a Division I school. Did you not? Did you go?
Yes, I
Okay.
ran on scholarship, so that's where I ran the 400-meter hurdles
Mhm.
at the University of Akron. So
Okay.
that's where my running background comes from, and it gave me a lot of experience with what hard work actually is, and
Hmm.
taught me, how to train properly and eat properly too.
Hmm. Now, did the Olympics ever cross your mind with this running or anything like that?
Well, I think like as a little kid, we all hope that, oh, I want to
Yeah.
go to Olympics one day.
Yeah.
But
You still hold records.
in high school,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I wasn't to the level of like being like accepted into Olympics. So,
Yeah.
but hey, that's okay because Olympia is much more cool.
No, Olympia it's our Olympics, right?
Yes,
Yeah, it's just partially spelt by the Olympics.
exactly.
Um, so fast forward a little bit to let's see, when did you graduate?
In high school,
Yeah, when did you graduate high school?
2007.
2007, and then 2011 is when you started competing.
Yes.
Okay, tell us about that. What was your first show?
So my first show was actually the Arnold Classic in Ohio, which was really it's like big show for your first time, right?
Hmm.
But as like a high schooler, I didn't know too much about the sport of like competing and bikini and figure and all that. But what I did know is that I used to go to the Arnold Expo with my dad, because Columbus, Ohio is about a 2-hour drive from Akron, Ohio.
Hmm.
And it's like, our only like fitness event in the state of Ohio. So it was kind of like, I looked forward to going to the expo every single year. And, but yeah, that was my first show.
Hmm.
I got 14th place in my height class at my first Arnold Classic. And then a year later in 2012, I won overall in every height category. So that was pretty exciting to go from 14th place in my height class to winning first overall in all height classes.
That's awesome. So what did you change in that year?
You know what? It was mostly hair, makeup, suit, tanning, presentation. My physique didn't actually change all that much. In fact, I will even go far as to say from college, my physique didn't change too drastically either. But it was all the little things that are very important, but are often overlooked because you're so set on like creating the most perfect physique you possibly can. But in bikini and all divisions, but especially bikini, those little things like hair, makeup, tan, definitely play a big part in the overall package.
Yeah, let me see if I can I'll pull up your website here, and it's got all your competitions on it somewhere here.
Oh, it doesn't have them all. It's got it. Yeah, it's definitely needs to be updated.
Yeah. So 2011, there's your two. So these right here, the 2012s, 13s. So
13 is my first Olympia.
That's your first Olympia. Okay. So I was looking through this. I don't think you ever got anything out of the top 10.
Not as a pro, no.
No. Wow, that is crazy. And you have 27 wins now, right? You just got your 27th. So you beat Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah, but everyone, you know, it's always funny because I mean, it's apples and oranges. I don't ever want to take away from him because I will be 100% honest. Bodybuilding is a lot more difficult than bikini. I don't care what these bikini girls are telling everyone. It's not the same. You know, as a bodybuilder, I know it takes like decade plus to create that physique, whereas in bikini you can turn pro from not really even working out that much in a year and a half, maybe two. So yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe if Ronnie was to come today, maybe you two could have a pose down. I think that'd be a pose down everybody like to see.
Yeah, that would be funny. That would be funny.
Yeah. So, and then I read somewhere you took 2017 off.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you came back. And so for those that don't know, and once you win, and it's the same thing for the bikini, correct? Once you win the Olympia, you don't have to qualify for the Olympia anymore.
Yep, I'm qualified for life.
For life. Okay. Just making sure before I say that. Now, when you came back in 2018, why did you not do the Olympia?
In 2018, I did do the Olympia.
Okay, well,
it was never updated on
it was never updated.
There,
okay.
Actually, yeah. Okay. 2018, it's on there.
Okay, how about 19?
I definitely competed in 2019.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that is an old thing that needs to be updated for sure. But yeah.
Right. So you've done it every year since you came back from 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, just
actually, I didn't even know this was like. I didn't even know they added the 2021s. That's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is actually your coaching website, right?
Yeah, but I didn't. My website designer I didn't tell him to put that on there. But hey, he's doing a good job, I guess. Except for 2019, he's definitely slacking. He needs to update that one.
Yeah, I have to get on about that. And you're actually the first Olympia. Are you the first bikini Olympia champion?
No.
So who's the first bikini Olympia champion? Do you know?
It was.
Because I didn't look that. I don't know how long the bikini's been.
Gonzalez, I think.
Okay.
I think in 2009.
2009.
So I didn't win until 2013.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've got the most consecutive ones?
Yeah. Yeah. I have 3 in a row.
Yeah. Okay. And your coach is Adam Bonilla. Is that how you say his name?
Adam Bonilla from Team Elite.
Yeah. And he is now carless. I saw.
Oh, he has a car now, but yeah.
Oh, he did get one. But
yes.
You actually got the car from him. Yeah.
He got an identical car to the one he had and gave me, but his is now like a bright blue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a cool looking car. Those are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long you been with him?
So I have been working with Adam since late 2017 when I decided to return back to the stage. I started prepping late
Mhm.
2017. And yeah, he's been a great coach ever since and
Mhm.
gets me motivated. And I don't know if I would be doing as well as I am without him. So I'm very grateful for him.
Yeah, I know he's pretty popular, especially with the female competitors. I don't think
Yeah.
he doesn't do very many male competitors, does he?
He does a few men's
Yeah.
physique, but he definitely specializes in bikini.
Yeah. Yeah. I was reading some of them. He's had a lot of girls with a lot of wins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool. Now, um, the difference between now, did you ever decide, you know, you've been on bikini the whole time, correct?
I've been doing bikini the whole time.
Yes.
Yes, I've
Yeah.
never
Okay.
strayed away from. I've never went to figure or anything like
Okay.
that.
You never wanted to or anything like that.
No, the only division I would consider would be fitness, but I'm way, 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 way too small for fitness. It's not even realistic for me to think that I could compete in fitness and be successful unless they were to change the standards for fitness competitors.
Now, how has it changed since they added wellness to you guys' division?
I really haven't seen much of a difference. Um,
So the
I,
judging
I
on you guys hasn't changed at all, really?
I haven't noticed it for me personally. But I think as a bikini competitor, they're always like they very much encourage people to look the best that they can for their own physique. Like some bikini competitors look better leaner, some look better softer. So you have to kind of go with what your structure allows and what looks best for you. But as far as like there being a difference between this year and last year and the year before, I really haven't
Mhm.
seen much of a difference. It's still pretty consistent with the types of body types that keep winning.
Yeah. I know at the NPC level where I've seen where, my girlfriend does the bikini and stuff, they kind of go back and forth, especially with the judging as far as they want you a little muscular, they don't want you muscular because she's been told several times, hey, you're putting on too much muscle or you don't have enough muscle. So I don't know at the pro level if they do that or not, but
Hmm.
it gets kind of aggravating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, do you have your own show or no?
I do not know.
No. Is that something you're striving for or?
You know something? I think like it was a thought like a few years ago, but I haven't really came back to it just because I'm so busy
So
competing
busy.
myself that I'm just like it's not even like a on my radar at the moment.
Mhm,
It would be cool to do sometime in the future. But
mhm.
right now I'm just like so busy competing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah, it's so fun, but it's so chaotic at the same time because it's like I, I don't have much time to like just sit home and relax that much before I have, okay, got to pack for the next one, got
Mhm,
to prep, got to do all this thing to get ready. So it's
mhm.
been busy, but I love it. It's fun.
Yeah. Do you remember all of your wins?
I mean, I remember them, but I wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to like name them off the top of my head. I would have to kind of sit down and write it and then rehearse it and then tell you.
Oh, here's a question for you. Um, do you know what colored suits you've won the most competitions?
Um, let's see. I'm not sure. I mean, I've been wearing red suit since the beginning of last year. So I think from the beginning of last year, I've won 8 shows. So I guess technically it would be green still. But I was wearing green from 2012 till 2018. So
Yeah, I counted mostly green when what I could find.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that was I don't know if that's you've ever been asked that or not.
That was a
No.
good question.
I usually ask, and then like a couple figure girls that I interviewed, I asked them how many suits they owned, and most of them couldn't even remember.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I have so many different variations of like what appears to be the same suit. Like if you looked at it, you'd probably be like, oh, it's the same suit. But there's like to me, it's like there's this little slight adjustment. The connectors are a little different. The stones are slightly shining a different color. So yeah, I'm kind of like creature of habit. So like if I'm doing well in a certain color, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep this for a while. you
Mhm,
know?
mhm,
So
mhm.
I don't like to go back and forth too much. I have this like crazy fear that like if I switch my color too much, they're gonna be like, who is this new girl? Then no one's gonna know. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this new girl on stage. I don't know. So I just pick a color that works for me at the time and then I go with it. So right now I'm loving the red. I don't think I'm gonna change anytime soon.
Mhm,
Um, but I think yellow would be kind of cool too, though. Maybe
mhm,
in the future.
mhm. That would be pretty cool. Something
Hmm.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how about your training? How's your training? Do you obviously you don't train super heavy, but do you do
What's that
more
supposed to mean?
more high reps? Well, you'd probably be a lot bigger.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So
I
yes,
said super heavy, not heavy. I said super heavy.
okay, okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's funny because like I'm definitely not like an ego lifter. So when I do lift, I definitely focus more like on form and the feeling of it. Whereas some people are just like they really max out with the weight, but maybe their form isn't as good and it's kind of sloppy. So I'm just like a big believer in like the feeling of the lift itself.
Mhm,
Um, but my training, since I've been doing show to show, it's been hard because I do like 3 days of training a week because of
mhm,
travel, show day, travel back. So that's definitely an issue that kind of holds me back sometimes from looking my best is on those months where I'm doing like week to week to week. I'm getting in about half the training that I normally would. But assuming that it's not like a week to week to week show, I usually train with weights 5 times a week. And then cardio will be anywhere from 4 to 5 days a week. But I've been doing like fun cardio, work with like a little bit of circuit training in between too. So
mhm.
I get bored with cardio, as many people do.
Oh yeah.
So if I just did the treadmill for every session of cardio,
Mhm,
I'd be like so over it. So I like to keep it fun and
mhm.
interesting.
You do Orange Theory too, don't you?
I do Orange Theory for my
Yeah,
cardio. It's
yeah,
been great because it's like you go into class not knowing what you're gonna do,
yeah.
but it's like one of those situations where you can push yourself as hard as you personally want. And when
Mhm.
I first like heard about Orange Theory, I was like, oh, it's for like soccer moms,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
isn't gonna be a workout. But then I come to find out you push yourself as hard as you want. So you can set your own like standards of what a good workout is. And you
Mhm.
get to track it on the little monitor and it tells you how many calories you burn. I usually aim to burn at least 500 calories per session, which, that's pretty good for some cardio.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's fun.
Now, do you train all your sessions with Adam, or do you do your own training sessions too?
So I might train legs and glutes with Adam, but I will train like shoulders myself. So it
Okay.
depends on like the week. Sometimes we also have another team elite physique coach. Her name is Samantha. She trains me sometimes
Mhm.
because I find that like with legs, especially, like I always prefer to train with somebody or have somebody train me just for like a spot,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Whereas like with shoulders, it's like I could probably do that myself, no worries.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I work my trainer too. I he trains me on my legs. That's all I do. So I'm tall. I'm 6'4", so
Oh
I,
wow, you are.
I yeah, I need all the help I can get with legs. So
Yes.
um now how about your diet?
My
Yeah.
diet. So I would say on average, I consume about 1,500 calories. I'm very,
So you don't really
gonna
have an off
say,
season.
yeah, I don't try to let myself fluctuate too much in the off
Uh,
season. And I think like I'm kind of unrelatable in a way that I don't get hungry that much. And I know a lot of girls do, and a lot of girls get a lot of cravings. And I've had those preps before where I had like a lot of cravings or I was always hungry. But maybe it's just like my body kind of like getting
mhm,
used to it out of habit. But I like my chicken and vegetables that I eat. And
mhm,
I don't
mhm,
really have these intense cravings to go off my diet too much.
mhm.
So cheat meals are kind of rare for me. And I just, go with the basics: chicken, broccoli, chicken, vegetables,
Mhm.
egg whites, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, those basic like bodybuilder type foods.
Mhm. Now, when you do cheat and then do get a craving, what's your go-to? Pizza?
No, I'm a sweets girl, so I also like to a nibble, right? So I'm not like the kind of girl that's gonna have like a big meal. I actually hate the feeling of being really full. Like it's uncomfortable. I hate being bloated.
Hmm.
Like I hate, when you have a big meal and then you wake up the next day and you're still like full. I hate that. So I'm
Hmm.
definitely like a grazer and a nibbler. So if I were to like have a day where I really went off, I would just kind of graze throughout the day and sample little things. Or if I go out to eat, I will like get like a shareable kind of like plate thing, and then I try everybody's. But
Hmm.
I'm in the most part, I'm a sweets girl, so I might do like a little cookie or something, like
Hmm.
chocolate chip macadamia nut cookie.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, so I like
Hmm.
sweets.
Oh, see, I'll eat a whole bag of them.
Hmm.
Now you're pretty lean right now. You look really good. So what's your next show?
It is July 10th, so that is the
It's like three
Patriots Pro
weeks. Yeah.
Show. Yeah, Patriots Pro Show, and that's in Vegas. So this is going to be a very convenient show for me. It's in my hometown. I
Hmm.
get to drive there instead of flying, and which is a nice little like break in a way, because it's like, man, sometimes these flights are just like, oh, and
Oh, I
then
know.
delays and everything else. So it'll be
Mhm.
nice. I'll be in my element.
Yeah. How many overseas shows have you done? I saw one you did in Russia. I didn't know the other
Mhm.
ones.
I've done Russia, Japan, Finland. Uh, I've done India. That one was interesting. South
I
Korea,
can imagine India.
New Zealand, Australia. Um, I've got to be forgetting some. Yeah, I don't know like exactly which ones off the top of my head, but I
Mhm.
am planning on doing some international shows this year too. After Olympia, I want to go to the Romania Pro Show, and
Mhm.
I'm also going to do the one in Spain at the end of the year. So that's going to be
Oh, that'll
exciting.
be nice. Yeah.
Mhm.
Hopefully everybody's opened up by then.
Yeah, they're getting there, it seems.
I think so. Yeah. I competed in Ireland a couple years ago. You ever been there?
I have not, but I
Yeah.
want to
It
go.
was beautiful. Beautiful. Everybody loves bodybuilding is really popular over
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
it's always nice to go to a country that's very different from the USA, but
Hmm.
also you don't feel like it's so much of a culture shock to where you can't get around, or
Right.
just feel like, I don't know, as a girl, sometimes if in other countries you're like, I don't know how to, what if something happens, So it's
Yeah.
nice to kind of be like, okay, this is very different from the USA, but I can still get around and it's no issue.
Yeah. It's nice to go to a country where they still speak English, but they have an
Yes.
accent.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So you can kind of understand them and
Yes, and then
uh,
then you're the one with the accent, and they compliment you on it, and then
oh
you're like,
yeah, yeah.
oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
especially me. I'm from the South and stuff. They were loving it. Oh, you're such a Southern cowboy. I'm like, no, I'm not a cowboy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite country that you went to?
South Korea, definitely.
Somebody else
That was
told me that before. I've never been to Korea.
It's very clean and safe, and it's very like technologically advanced. There's no trash on the streets. They have awesome snacks and shopping and makeup. They have great makeup over there. Korean skincare is awesome. But yeah, that was a
Yeah.
really, really nice country to visit. And I've been there like probably 4 times, I think. So
Mhm. Yeah. I heard somewhere this morning that I think did they officially announce the Olympia is coming back to Vegas?
I'm not sure. I didn't see it, but I heard through the grapevine that it will be next year.
Yeah, I was talking to a couple of my guys that do my other show. They said they had heard it this morning,
Mhm.
which I'm gonna miss because it's in my backyard. I'm in Florida, so
Oh, now I get it back. So I'm happy
yeah,
it's gonna be
yeah,
back.
yeah. Let's go. But you'll be here this year for this one, right?
I will be, yeah, I'll be in Florida for the Olympia.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, how far out do you fly in usually for a show?
It depends. So if it's someplace like for example, when I went to the Salt Lake City show, I just flew in Friday morning
Hmm.
before check-ins. Athlete check-ins are on Friday before the show typically. So I'll just fly in the day before the show on places that are like an hour flight or whatever. But if it's someplace like Florida or someplace that's a humid area or surrounded by water to make it humid,
I was
I
gonna
gotta
ask
fly
you
in
that.
even
Yeah.
sooner, because I mean, I don't, as I'm living in Vegas, which is super dry.
Hmm.
So when I go to places like Florida, I don't know if it's my imagination, but I just feel like I hold a lot more water because
No,
my
it's
skin is
it's
just
Florida.
sucking up like a sponge. Like, I don't even need lotion in Florida, But in here, I'm like lotion everywhere, you know, got to keep moisturized. I'm
Mhm.
drying out. But when I go to Florida, it's like, whoa, I don't need lotion. I'm
Mhm.
very moisturized already. But it definitely kind of throws off my like I don't know, my water retention a little bit. So
Mhm.
if it's someplace like Florida, I should probably like for Olympia, I'll probably get there like the Monday of.
Yeah. And then I'm sure like your sponsors and stuff probably have you doing appearances at gyms and stuff over there.
Oh, well, I'm not sure about if there will be appearances at gyms this year, but I do have like a lot of potential photo shoots lined up. So
Mhm.
everyone's in town for Olympia in Florida. So, you know, I got to take advantage of that.
Mhm. Now, who's your competition? Who do you battle with?
Oh, myself, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really, you know, here's the thing. I
You
think
don't worry about
everyone is,
anybody else.
yes, because in a way, everyone is competition. I
Mhm.
never look
Mhm.
at like like if I see the show list, first off, I try not to look at the show list before a competition, but if I happen to see it or stumble across it or somebody tags me in it and I see it, I never look at somebody's name and think like, oh, this person's easy, or I've never heard of this person, so that means that they're not competition. No, everyone is competition, because I even remember myself in 2013. I won the Olympia in 2013. I was an underdog. No one knows, no one knew who the heck I was. Like, I was not predicted to win. Nobody thought I was going to win or even be in the mix, including myself. So it's like you can never underestimate anybody. So
Mhm.
at the end of the day, I try not to focus on anybody else except for myself, because that is the only thing I control is me. You know, I think in the
Mhm.
sport, it's hard to explain to people, but literally the only thing you can control is yourself, because you can't control who shows up, how they show up, how it's going to be judged.
Mhm.
The only like hurdle you have is within yourself, and just coming in the best you possibly can and not worry about everyone else, because you
Mhm.
might think they look great and maybe they post awesome Instagram updates, and
Mhm.
but it can be deceiving. Maybe that's good lighting and maybe that's too much for the judges, especially like in bikini and stuff. There's that fine line of like, how much is too much? Is it
Mhm.
too lean or is it not lean enough? So, you
Mhm.
know, I just have to kind of keep a level head and just focus on me.
Yeah. Now, do you ever stand backstage when you're lined up and you see other girls and you just kind of say to yourself, you know what, I got this?
No, I
No,
don't.
no. Oh, I do
No.
that all the time.
I have a better idea sometimes after prejudging and they move us around.
Yeah,
Even then,
yeah.
it's still like unpredictable. But no, because I think everyone has like, to be like a pro, you have to have like a good body, right?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
you know, you can look at anybody's body and make the argument like, wow, but her legs are so on point, or oh, but her midsection is great, or her waistline, you know. So everyone has like amazing qualities about them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be pros. But I never
Yeah,
think I have it in the bag.
yeah. Something else I was going to ask you, and I don't ask this to offend you because I obviously my girlfriend does bikini and stuff like that.
Okay.
Do you hear or when you hear people talk about bikini that it shouldn't be in the Olympia, it shouldn't be a part of a bodybuilding event? What do you think? What do you say?
Well,
I
you
mean, have
know,
you heard? I'm sure you've heard that.
oh, yes, I have.
Yes.
And I
Okay.
will say it's getting a lot better. I think when bikini
Hmm.
first came out, it was very kind of like frowned upon in a way, like just like a joke, like, you know. And I
Hmm.
think men's physique was like that too. Everyone was kind of like, oh God, like these Ken dolls and board shorts, you know.
Yeah,
But I
the
think
the
we're
talk
starting
was that you two should have your own show. That was always the bikini and the men's physique. That
yeah,
was
I
when I
mean,
started.
right.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I understand where they're coming from. And it's like, you know, men's open bodybuilding is what started it all. And they have the most hardcore fan base because it is like you know, it is the main event. And I totally understand that. But I think it is getting better with bikini. I think it's getting a little more respected for sure.
Yeah.
And as far as saying that they don't belong at the Olympia, well, I mean, I feel like, well, you don't have to watch it if you, I mean, if you want
Hmm.
to watch men's bodybuilding, then come for men's bodybuilding. You don't have to stay
Hmm.
around for
Hmm.
bikini if you don't want to. But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, you know, I think we all kind of help each other,
Hmm.
and it makes the industry even bigger. You know, so even the bikini fans out there can bring more eyes to bodybuilding and vice versa. So it's all, you know, we're all helping each other and making this a bigger,
Hmm.
more vast sport for us all. And I think like looking back a few years ago, you know, and looking at the
Hmm.
Olympia and who competed in there, it was like, I want to say In 2015 and earlier, it was probably a good 80% from the USA, you know, and now it's like 50-50. I mean, for bikini anyway. But what I'm trying to say is we're definitely expanding, and we're expanding all over the world, and that's amazing. And bikini definitely is a part of that too, just opening up the like opportunities for shows to go on in general. With that said, I wish that there were like more, like, how do I put this? There is a little piece of me that thinks it's a little unfair that like 40 girls qualify for Olympia and bikini, and then men's bodybuilding is like what, 20? So I wish it could be a little more even in that aspect, but I understand why it's not. It's because there's less men's bodybuilding shows, and at the end of the day, it's, you know, the qualification is that you win a show, you qualify Olympia, or you get their top 5 in the points. So I'm not sure if that could ever be changed or fixed, but I would like to see more men's open bodybuilders up there.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I know from a spectator's point of view and from a competitor's point of view, it's nice to see the women, especially you get a break from a little while. You see all these men bodybuilders, and you know, when they announce, okay, how about let's see some ladies, and everybody kind of goes crazy. And I know being backstage, it's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know what word I'm looking for. Nice to have not just a sausage fest going on back there. And you know, nice to see a change and all that stuff. So, but yeah, well, cool. Well, Miss Ashley, I think that's that. I could probably ask you a million questions, and you know, I know you got a busy schedule and everything. So, I usually end most of my interviews with any words of wisdom for the young ladies out there for your class.
Yeah, so sounds so cliche, but you got to enjoy the journey. I think a lot of people get too stuck up on a placement, especially in the beginning, because you got to realize when you're just getting started in any division, you're going to make many mistakes. And a lot of people don't just come off the bat as like being all put together like superstars, right? There's always going to be little things to fix here and there. But you have to take every single mistake you make as a learning lesson. And in order to take it as a learning lesson, you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to get feedback from the judges and your coaches and listen to them, and not be so stubborn to think, oh, I should have won, you know, because I think everyone gets told they should have won, even if it's clear they shouldn't, because friends and family have a little bit of a biased opinion, and then people don't also know what to exactly look for in the sport either, because they're spectators and not judges. So I think like a lot of people get in their head that they're a lot better than they actually are, and get a little salty if they're not, you know, doing as well as their friends and family are saying they deserve. So yeah, just take every mistake as a learning lesson, and yeah, don't get too caught up on those placings, especially in the beginning.
Yeah. And there's always that mysterious person that walks up to you and says, or what people say, oh yeah, I got approached by this guy, he said I should have won, you know. This mysterious guy, he's always walking up to you, or the judge, oh, this judge came up to me and said, you know, I would have won if I would have done this. So, you know.
Oh yeah, well, you know, it's yeah, at the end of the day, you gotta take it in and learn from it. So
that's right. You're always, what's the saying, you're competing against yourself, not the other people. So
yep, exactly.
So all right, Miss Ashley, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. And maybe after you win the Olympia, you'd be able to come on again.
Oh, I would come on regardless.
Okay, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, enjoy your evening.
Thanks. Bye.